The house on Maplewood Drive was a dream, at least from the outside. It sat behind trimmed hedges, its white walls gleaming under the Nigerian sun. The compound was always tidy, the lawn green and freshly mowed, and the air usually smelled of hibiscus blossoms. It was the kind of house that made passersby say, God, when? Inside, however, was a different story. Dara and Tunde had been married for 8 years. Their union had survived long-distance trials, financial downturns, and the stillbirth of their only child. To outsiders, they were the power couple. Tunde, a civil engineer turned property developer, and Dara, a psychologist who'd be taking time off work from mental health reasons. But something had shifted in Dara. It started with the guest room. She do lock it without explanation. Tunde asked once, and she said, just trying something new with the energy in the house. He smiled, assuming she was going through a phase. But the door remained locked for weeks. Then the smell began. A faint sour scent at first. Tunde thought it was a dead rat. He called in pest controller. They found nothing. He brought in a plumber. Nothing. The smell persisted, sometimes stronger than rain, sometimes muted. It became a joke between them. The ghost in the guest room, Dara said once with a tight smile. But the way she avoided the room was no joke. She jumped whenever someone brought it up. The dog, Choco, barked at it incessantly. Neighbors started complaining about a foul odor drifting through their fence. Still, Dara dismissed it. It's nothing. You always exaggerate smells, she told Tunde, brushing past him as if his concern were another inconvenience. Tunde began to document the days the smell worsened. Tuesday and Saturdays, mostly. It became a puzzle he couldn't solve. He loved puzzles, being an engineer, but this was no ordinary problem. One day, while Dara was out shopping, he took her spare key and unlocked the guest room. Nothing looked unusual except the fact that the windows were sealed shut with duct tape. The curtains were down. The air was stale, musty, and beneath it all was the unmistakable stench of decay, but no obvious signs of rot. No mud, no wet patches, no dead animals, just nothing. He opened the window briefly, allowing some air in. But when Dara returned, she screamed. Why did you open it? She shrieked, her face paled. I was trying to help. You never listened to me, Tunde. She collapsed onto the floor in tears. He rushed to her, hold her, but she flinched. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm sorry. He didn't understand the weight of her apology. Not then. Dara had secrets. Everyone did, but hers were layered like onions, each one reeking more than the last. There was Tunde, the ex-boyfriend, who once threw her against a wall so hard she bled from her ears. There was the pregnancy she lost that same night. And then there was the night she met Tunde at a mutual friend wedding, bruised, wounded, but smiling like nothing was wrong. She never told him everything. When she moved into the house, she brought one box Tunde wasn't allowed to open. He asked once. She said, just old memories. But it wasn't memories, not the kind he do want to remember. Inside the box were old letters, a burner phone, and a stained t-shirt with Kunle's blood on it. On a Tuesday, the cleaner mistakenly opened the guest room window. She didn't know it was locked for a reason. She just wanted to air it out. The neighbor's cat jumped in and clawed at something beneath the bed. It came out dragging what looked like a piece of raw meat. The house help screamed. Dara ran in, saw the cat, and fainted. The cat dropped the thing in the garden. Tunde found it later, a rotten finger. He dropped it like it burned him. Called the police, but Dara stopped him. It's fake, from one of those prank skits. For the therapy, she lied. He wasn't convinced, but the way she trembled made him purse. You don't understand, Tunde. Some wounds never heal. He didn't press further, but the finger haunted his dream. Kunle wasn't dead, at least not at first. He showed up at their front door one humid night, reeking of beer and venom. You thought you could bury me with silence. He spat. Dara froze. Tunde wasn't home. They argued in whisper. Kunle shoved her again. She dragged the kitchen knife, the same one Shidu used the last time. She didn't kill him that night, but she wanted to. She paid him instead. Naira after naira, week after week, until one day he disappeared, but the guilt remained. Tunde installed a hidden camera in the hallway facing the guest room. He didn't tell her he needed answers. One night, he watched the footage. Dara dressed in a robe, barefoot, opened the guest room and sat on the floor talking. Not on the phone, just talking. I told you not to come back. I buried you. I prayed. Why won't you stay gone? She stared at the wall as if someone sat across her. Then she screamed and started digging beneath the bed. Tunde couldn't breathe. The smell now permeated the entire house. Tunde could no longer deny it. One evening, Dara was taking a bath. He broke open the basement floorboard she always avoided. What he found wasn't just bones. It was a body, wrapped in old bedsheet, tied with string, with a photo of Dara in its pocket. Kunle, his skull fractured, his body stabbed. The smell was his justice. Tunde staggered back, bawl in his throat. Dara appeared behind him. I didn't mean to, she whispered. He was going to kill me again. She told him everything. The years of abuse, the years, the nights he came back, how he demanded she leave Tunde. Now she tried to talk, but he wouldn't listen. How she grabbed a hammer, how she cried over his body, how she prayed, and how she buried him where no one would ever look. Except the smell betrayed her. I was going to tell you every day, but I thought you do leave. Tunde couldn't speak. His wife was a killer, but also a victim. His heart broke. The police came. She was arrested. News broke. Headline screams. Wife hides corpse in basement for months. The trial lasted weeks. Her lawyer pled mental breakdown, PTSD, self-defense. Tunde testified truthfully, painfully, tearfully. The journey found her guilty The jury found her guilty of manslaughter, not murder. She was sent to a psychiatric facility. He visited every Saturday. 3 years later, the house was sold. Tunde lived in a smaller home now, raising an adopted daughter, a child who knew of pain and love in equal measure. He still visits Dara. She smiles more these days. Clean, clear, healing. The smell is gone, she said one day. Tunde nodded. It's still there, just fainter, like memories. She held his hand, and for the first time in a long time, they breathed freely. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, go down to the comment section and drop what you learned. Was Dara really okay? Was her actions acceptable? Was it a self-defense or her way of getting rid of Tunde? Whatever your thought is, drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that anytime I post any interesting videos, you will always be notified. Thank you.